Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. Today I'm sharing a card I made using Pretty Pink Posh's brand new tulle background cover die. So it has this great background, you can see all the different tools, and it also has the separate sentiment that fits in that little opening. And the sentiment is, "You nailed it." So I'll start off using some light gray cardstock, and I'll add a splatter to the background, just for some little extra detail. I have some Distress Oxide ink. This is the black soot color. Just smushed it onto my craft mat, add some water, and then I have a paintbrush. Just mix that up. Then I'll tap the paintbrush to add that splatter to the background. Very simple technique, trying to make sure to get good coverage. Most of this background will be covered up with those images from the die. So I am trying to get a little bit of splatter almost everywhere on the background. I used my heat gun to dry that ink quickly. Here is that cover die cut. I used some blue pearlescent cardstock, and here are all the tool pieces. I used assortment of different cardstock for the tools. I can see what it'll look like with that splatter background behind this main cover die cut. Use some liquid adhesive and put it on the back. Try to get all of the little areas. Now sometimes with a style die like this, I'll just add some double-sided tape to the back, but I wanted to have that splatter look show through, so instead I'm using liquid adhesive. I found it easier to layer the two pieces together by turning that die cut upside down. So trying to press all of those little areas down. Then I did let it sit for a few minutes to make sure it adhered together. Put some ATG tape on the back. And I'll also add some liquid adhesive. Just want to make sure it'll lay flat on my card base. So I like to put that liquid adhesive just along the outside edge. Then I'll adhere my card front onto a card base. And there was just a sliver of the white card base showing on the left side, so I did trim that off. Now it's time to start inlaying all of these fun tool pieces. So I'm using liquid adhesive and just one at a time assembling a puzzle. And I will speed this portion up quite a bit. I used some silver mirror cardstock for the wrench and the hammer and also the nails. I have some yellow and brown cardstock for the ruler and the handle of the hammer. Now I will admit the handle of the screwdriver, I wasn't sure what it was at first, so I did use some white cardstock. I will change that later once I realized that was a screwdriver. Obviously I'm not a tool person. For this center with that little banner, it's where I'll be adding the sentiment. I'm using some light blue cardstock. I'll add the main piece later. And then in the center of all the little screws, I'm also adding that silver mirror cardstock. So it'll have that little extra shine to the card. Now I'll start working on the sentiment. I have the light blue cardstock. I used the die and cut out all of those letters, but I put a strip of double-sided tape on the back so the letters would stay in place. Remove the release paper on that tape. I'll add a little extra glue just to make sure it all lays down flat. I did not get this adhered straight at first. So glad it came back up. So did fine on the next attempt. Now I also cut out all of those letters using some black mirror cardstock. And by having them cut out from the blue cardstock, it gives me a little template of where to adhere all of the letters in the black cardstock. So now I'll just add some liquid adhesive. I'm using an embellishment wand to pick up those tiny letters, and then I'll glue them right on top. So it'll also add a little extra dimension. Pretty Pink Posh has so many fun new products for their May release. They also have this beautiful tulip cover die. If you haven't watched that video, I will add a link at the end of this video. Love tulips, it's my favorite flower. have just a few more letters to attach, and you can see that lovely shine from the black mirror cardstock. So working on the very final letter, and I decided not to add any embellishments and keep the card nice and flat. Now you will see here in a moment where I changed out the color of this screwdriver, and I think it looks much better with the red versus the white. I'm not really sure what I was thinking with the white cardstock. I do have links provided in the description box if you are interested in any of the products I used in this video. I've had so much fun guest designing for Pretty Pink Posh this month. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.